for the Lady Blackhawks as they'll take on the Reedsburg Beavers. I'm Brett Ketterman. Glad to have you along tonight, along with producer John Collins and the Fort Atkinson High School theater staff. Welcome to tonight's basketball game. Blackhawks coming in at 7-13 after dropping a tough one to the Jefferson Eagles for the battle for the paddle on Saturday. The Reedsburg Beavers coming in at 14-1, winners of their last 6, their lone loss to the Beaver Dam Beavers back in December by 3. We'll talk a little bit about that game as tonight's game continues. We're now going to step aside for the national anthem and then starting lineups. And now your starting lineups. First for the visiting team, the Reedsburg Beavers. As I mentioned, from the Badger North, they're 14-1 overall, winners of the last 7. They've won their first 6, dropped a 3-pointer to Beaver Dam without Maddie Wilkes. It was about 3 weeks after she hurt her knee for the season, but it was still a valiant effort and the closest game to that date that the Beavers had. Their head coach, Mark Simon, in his 15th year, 239 wins, 111 losses. They will start Trina Tierney, the 5'10 junior forward. She was first team as a freshman and a sophomore. Second on the team in scoring with 13 points. Sydney Tierney, the 5'8 freshman guard, averaging just under 13 a game. Along with Melissa Dietz, the 5'9 junior wing. She was honorable mention as a sophomore, averaging 8 points a contest. Along with Mara Wyman, the 5'10 junior guard. She was first team last year as a sophomore, honorable mention, All-State last year as well, an honorable mention in the conference, a freshman. She leads the Beavers with 20 points a contest. And then finally, Grace Benish, the 5'10 junior guard, averaging 6 a contest. The Beavers will be without Macy Wyman, their leading player in assists, and Mackenzie Bestor. Both got hurt previous to this game. Now the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, currently 7-13 under head coach Michael Rozic in his second year, 10 wins, 30 losses. They will start Brooke Christensen, the 5'11 sophomore forward, averaging 4 a game. Lily Belzer, the 5'6 junior guard, averaging 2 points a contest. Along with Taylor Marquardt, the 5'10 junior guard, leads the Blackhawks in scoring with 15 points a game. Along with Tyler Stouty, the 5'8 junior wing player. She was honorable mention in the Badger South last year, averaging 12 a game. And Ellie Cole, the 5'7 sharpshooter from outside, the sophomore guard, averaging 6 points a game for the Blackhawks. Christensen, Belzer, Marquardt, Stouty, and Cole, the 5 for the Blackhawks on this, their final home basketball game of the season. We'll talk more about what's on tap for the Hawks in postseason and to finish up this season. Again, I'm Brett Ketterman. Glad to have you along. Reedsburg will have the ball to start. Driving right to the lane is Trina Tierney, and she puts it in. Reedsburg coming in, averaging 75 points a game. That's ridiculous. 75 points. Blackhawks with the ball. Stouty, 3 in the corner, drills it. Blackhawks are going to need the three-point shot tonight to stay with this high-powered offense from Reedsburg. Up on top, 3 on the way is Sydney Tierney, and she'll match Stouty. And it's back to a 2-point Beaver lead. Blackhawks almost lose the ball. Belzer will track it down, middle of the court. Swings it left side to Cole, who's guarded by Benish. Cole will bring it to the right side on the dribble. Now it's Christensen. Drive, pull-up jumper from 7, no good. Rebound to Trina Tierney on the weak side. She'll push the ball up the floor to Wyman. Mara gets it over to Trina Tierney. She'll drive and go to the line for her first free throw of the game. So the foul's going to go on Ellie Cole. It's the sophomore guard's first foul. And it'll be Trina Tierney to the line. First one is good. The 5'10 junior forward was first team Badger North as a freshman and sophomore. Second one on the way is good as well. Reedsburg will put a little pressure on. It'll be Sydney Tierney on Marquardt. Christensen left side draws the hip check foul. So it'll be Blackhawk ball inbounding on the baseline left. Trina Tierney, her first foul. Marquardt will look to inbound. She tries to get it to Stouty. It rolls away from her. She tracks it down just before the sideline. Belzer off the block, too strong. Rebounded by Wyman. Now it's up the court real quick. Tierney, good. Boy, Trina Tierney all over the place. 6 of the 9 Reedsburg points. Belzer almost lost it. Gets it to Marquardt, left side of the court. Christensen posting up. Long skip pass to Stouty. 3 on the way. Too strong. Rebound on the floor goes to Trina Tierney. And we have a foul on the Blackhawks 80 feet away. They're going to call it jump ball instead. So Blackhawks will get possession on the alternate possession arrow. Marquardt baseline left. Man-to-man defense by the Beavers. Back to Marquardt after a quick inbound pass. Now it's Cole. Christensen and Cole kind of colliding. Now they'll reset the offense. Cole left side to Belzer. Belzer brings it back on the dribble, looks at her options, back out to Cole. Stouty posting up on the left block, not there. Hand off to Marquardt, and they'll reset the offense. Marquardt right side on the dribble. Cole beyond the arc. Gets it down low to Christensen. Bumps and boozes, turnaround from 6, good. Boy, Brooke Christensen has been very aggressive as of late. She was in her last post-game interview, and I talked about that. Here we go, Reedsburg right up the floor, and it's Wyman. Wow. That's called efficiency. Mara Wyman gets the assist from Tierney. Stouty trailing by 6. It gets to the basket. Scoop shot, no good, and it'll be Reedsburg pushing it up the floor. Nice tip by the Blackhawks. Belzer will come away with the steal. Marquardt attacks the basket. Off the glass. Count it! Taylor Marquardt going to the line. Now, this has been a very fast-paced game, 11-7. Just 3 minutes old. I would imagine if you're the Hawks, you want to slow it down a little bit. I don't think you want to go toe-to-toe with Reedsburg in scoring. Marquardt, shot is too strong, and it'll be rebounded by Wyman. Check it was Dietz with the rebound. Now it's Benish. Dietz over to Tierney. Tierney drives baseline around the girl. Rebounded by Stouty. Too strong. Marquardt can make this a one-possession ball game here. Behind the back dribble, gets it into the arc. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Tierney. Tierney up to Tierney, good. Boy, give Reedsburg credit. They fly down the court anytime they get the ball. Marquardt gets past Tierney on the dribble. Now it's Christensen, doubled in the short corner, gets the ball stolen. 6-point lead. Reedsburg striking quick. Sydney Over to Trina. Trina off the glass. Ellie Cole with the nice rebound. Now Sydney knocks it out of her hands. And we have a timeout taken by Reedsburg. So it'll be the use it or lose it 30-second timeout for the Reedsburg Beavers. Again, I'm Brett Ketterman. Glad to have you along on behalf of producer John Collins and the Fort Atkinson High School Theater staff for bringing you tonight's high school basketball game on YouTube and streaming on Facebook Live on the Fort Atkinson High School Facebook page. For the Blackhawks, we'll talk a little bit about it at the next timeout, but they're coming off of a loss to the Jefferson Eagles. It was a battle for the paddle, and the Eagles won their 4th straight to tighten up the series. Still in Fort favor, but it's now 6-5 in the battle for the paddle. It was one of those games, the Eagles, no matter what they shot, it was going in, and the Hawks just had troubles at times getting any type of offense rolling. Not so much here. They've trailed by Reedsburg by just 6, 4 minutes into the game. It'll be Benish inbounding the ball. Down low real quick, kick out over to Dietz. 3 on the way, halfway down and out, rebounded by Olsen. Ruby Olsen during the timeout. Driving is Dietz. Her shot is partially deflected. Belzer on the floor. Olsen on the floor, jump ball. Stay here as Reedsburg will get the ball on the alternate possession arrow. 13-7, Reedsburg leads. I'll get the ball inbounded. It'll be Benish over to Sydney Tierney. Sydney drives, held by Belzer, I believe. And she'll go to the line for a pair. Yep, Belzer with her first foul. Sydney Tierney to the line for 2. Well, between the Tierney sisters, they got 12 of the 14 points. Peyton Nesty checking in for Christensen. Sydney's second free throw. Rolls around and up. Stouty might have gotten stepped on a little bit. Heard her say ow, but walking it off. Belzer now. Ball on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball. Great to see the hustle by both teams. 3 players in white, 2 in blue on the floor. Hopping down. Going for that loose ball. Fort will inbound. They'll get it to Cole in the backcourt. She'll bring it up the floor. Walk it up, trailing by 8. 4.5 minutes into the game. Marquardt, baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded by Tierney. We have a whistle, another Fort Atkinson. Now, I shouldn't say another one. I thought it was a foul earlier. It was a jump ball. But a Blackhawk foul 75 feet away from the hoop. 13:15 to go. Blackhawks will put a full court pressure on. They're diamond in 1. Breaking it will be Trina Tierney, no problem. Back out to Benish. Driving is Wyman. Backed it out on the dribble. Benish wanted the 3, thought about it, didn't pull it, pulled the trigger. Rebounded by Sydney Tierney. And she'll go to the line once again. Again, Reedsburg averaging 75 points a game. Very impressive. 15 points already, and they're doing it without 2 players. Mackenzie Bestor had a season-high 10 points before getting injured in a holiday tournament at the end of December. Sydney Tierney, second one is good. She's in street clothes. And then Macy Wyman not in the scoring book. Wyman was honorable mention last year in the Badger North, had 147 assists. That's the school record. This is a Reedsburg team that had a lot of school records last year. Points per game, total points, field goal percentage. This was a team that shot 42% from the floor as a team. Made 125 three-pointers, 420 assists. It's a potent offense for Mark Simon. Unfortunately, they have the Beaver Dam Beavers in their conference. Nesty shot no good, gets her own rebound, put back good. Again, when you have Beaver Dam that has multiple Division I players over the last 5 years, hard to be anything but second place. Beavers actually had a team this year that could make a mini run at them, and they did, lost by 3. So to say Fort Atkinson's an underdog in this game is an understatement. Tierney, quick pull-up jumper, no good. Ball still loose, ball still on the ground. Sydney Tierney comes away with it, and now she's fouled by the Hawks. Well, they're going to call a travel first. Marquardt will inbound. Reedsburg will full court press. Get it into Cole. Her pass up the floor is tipped out of bounds to the Beaver bench. 16-9. Stouty will get it in the backcourt, set the offense up for Fort Atkinson. Kara Wolfram checked in at the last dead ball. Now she'll get it over to Nesty. Nesty over to Cole. Right side. Brings it back to the top. Ellie over to Kiara Wolfram. She'll drive, get cut off, tries to pass it out, and it's stolen. Nice anticipation by Melissa Dietz. Dietz was an honorable mention last year as a sophomore. This is a rare team. No seniors for Reedsburg on the roster. All sophomores and juniors. He returns all 5 starters. I should say Coach Simon returns all 5 starters last year. Dietz, or check it. Wyman will go with the Stouty scoop shot. Doesn't get it to fall, but does draw the foul. Foul's going to be on Ellie Cole, her 3rd. That'll quickly bring Caitlin Burke off the bench. Blackhawks have 6 fouls already. So Mara Weeman will make 1 of 2. Ball will go out of bounds. And it'll be Fort Atkinson ball still. Marquardt, front of the high school Palms, will have them as halftime entertainment. Good sized squad here tonight for the Palms. Good to see that. Stouty in the paint, turnaround, flip shot, no good. Nesty gets the rebound, tries to kick it out. She'll get called for the 3 seconds, yep. Nesty tried to get it out of there. No, they're gonna call the timeout instead. Good timeout by Coach Mike Rosich for the Blackhawks. She doesn't call that timeout. We've got the 3 second in the lane. Nesty with a nice rebound, but then immediately the Beavers defense collapsed down on her, and she really had no place to go. Again, for the Blackhawks, they trail 17-9 with 11:22 to go, but they have the ball. They're led right now with 4 different players. Tyler Stouty with 3, Brooke Christensen, Taylor Marquardt, and Peyton Nesty, all with a field goal. So we'll see what happens out of this timeout. If the Hawks can get an easy look, they'll have Caitlin Burke, Peyton Nesty, Taylor Marquardt, Tyler Stouty, and Kiara Wolfram on the floor. Ball's going to be thrown in, and it's turned over. Wyman lays it in. Weeman with 5. 10-point lead, largest of the night for the Beavers. Nesty gets it Marquardt over to Burke. Burke tries to get it down low to Stouty. Missed it. And it's Reedsburg attacking once again. Dietz, handoff to Tierney. She loses her footing and gets called for the walk. .10:40 to go. Marquardt over to Wolfram. Wolfram over to Marquardt. Stouty. Marquardt down low. Nice job by Nesty cutting the baseline. Nice job by Peyton Nesty finishing it off. Nice feed and assist from Marquardt. Threaded that like Tom Brady will be threading passes in the Super Bowl. Just as quick, though, it's going to be Mara Weeman. Blackhawks trailing by 10 once again. Down low to Burke. Marquardt's pass. Burke's shot is partially deflected by Tierney. She'll get it up the floor too far. And Wolfram's there to track it down. 8+ into this contest. It's a 10-point Reedsburg lead. Fort Atkinson won the JV game 45-37. It was a long JV game. That's why we got started 15 minutes late. Glad to have all 100 of you, though, joining us tonight on our Facebook Live stream and our YouTube stream. Blackhawks turn it over. Coming away with it is Dietz. 5th turnover by the Blackhawks so far. Now it's down low. Sydney Tierney. Bad angle. Still gets it up. It's her sister with the rebound. Shot no good, and Marquardt comes away with it. And Nesty's going to come out as her masks rips off. So Belzer will have to check in. Christensen will check in for Wolfram. Belzer checks in for Nesty. And we haven't seen it happen too often, but if the mask comes off or if the players keep pulling down, we saw that happen in the JV game with Madison Edgewood and the boys. The players keep pulling it down. The officials can say, nope, you're out of the game. 3-point on the way from Stouty. At the Madison Edgewood Fort boys JV game, I saw that happen about 4 times. One player kept pulling it down. Reedsburg, though, quickly down the court. Sydney Tierney lays it in, and she's got 8 along with Trina. So one of the first times I've seen it in the girls' game where a mask has come off, or in Nesty's case, strap just broke. Stouty gets tripped up and hits the floor hard. She'll go to the line for a pair. Stouty has the opening field goal made for the Hawks, looking to add to her point total here. Foul's going to be on Ruby Olson. That's her first, team 3rd. That'll make Grace Bennis check in for Sydney Tierney. Stouty's second one is money as well. Getting all the way in, Tierney, no good. Rebounded by Burke. Tierney split some defenders. Still found herself just a tad bit underneath the hoop for not a real great angle. Belzer, 3 from straight on, drills it! Lily Belzer gets Grandma Jan on her feet at home watching tonight, I'm sure. Shot on the way, no good by Tierney. Belzer with the big 3-pointer on their last possession. It's a nice 5-0 run for the Hawks in the last 45 seconds. Looking to tack on to that here and keep this ball game close against a very high potent team in the Beavers. Marquardt dribbling, gets it knocked out of bounds by Sydney Tierney. Sydney just saw the opening as Marquardt was trying to direct traffic. Just got it swatted away. Marquardt over to Belzer. Mid-block. Missed the shot, but she'll go to the line. Boy, Marquardt has had some nice vision on the court here tonight. A couple of times she's threaded those passes in and to her teammates. Belzer hits the first free throw. Belzer missed all of last year with the knee injury. You see the brace on her left knee. Second one on the way, off the mark. Tierney over to Benish. Benish back to Sydney Tierney. Now it's swung back over. Back to Dietz. Dietz drives, kick out Benish. 3 on the way, no good. Ball is loose for the rebound. Nice save by Weeman. They flipped it to the back court. The officials didn't call it. I think they want to see if any Blackhawk player touched it. They did not. So it should be an over and back. And we'll see what happens. And it will be. They'll call it over and back. Nice save by the Reedsburg. Did all she could do to throw it up there. And the Hawks will have the ball once again, trailing by just 6 with 7:14 to go. Belzer will walk for it, trying to get it to Marquardt, posting up. Just got confirmation that Grandma Jan did yell at that little 3-ball by Lily a couple possessions ago. I'm sure the neighbors could hear it. Turney on the drive. Stouty knocks it away, and now the officials will confer. One had it off of Fort, one had it off of Reedsburg. And the official will come in and overturn, so it'll be Blackhawk ball. Good job by Stouty, knocked it away. And Reedsburg just couldn't get it back after kicking it out of bounds. Stouty and the Hawks with the ball, under 7 to go. Marquardt posting up down low. Off the glass, too strong. Pushing it's going to be Weeman. Weeman over to Dietz. Dietz gets it in. Count it! Wow! Melissa Dietz, the 5'9" junior, drops it in. Foul's going to be on Stouty, her first. Team 7th. Dietz to the line. No good. Christensen gets the board. So it'll be an 8-point Reedsburg lead. Marquardt may have gotten away with a push off there. Now it's Burke up at top. Burke flips it down low to Stouty. She'll flip shot it, miss everything. Rebounded by Reedsburg. Weeman right there for that errant shot. 3-ball by Benish. Drills it. Wow, Grace Benish, the 5'10" junior guard, drops it in there. 5th player for the Reedsburg Beavers in the scoring column tonight. 2nd with a triple. Blackhawks get the ball stolen, taking it Weeman. Off the glass, good. Mara Weeman with 9. We have a timeout as what was once a 6-point lead for Reedsburg has now gone on a 7-0 run, and they have taken a commanding lead. And again, for the Blackhawks, they've had quite the up and down season. They started out losing the first 5 games before coming away with a win against the Whitewater Whippets. And they kind of went back and forth. Then they had a nice 4-game win streak in there at the start of the new year against Johnson's Creek, Williams Bay, Baraboo, Whitnall, before dropping 2 tough ones. And then coming away with their first victory against a Badger South opponent in Milton a week ago. snapped a 69-game losing streak versus Badger South opponents. Doesn't necessarily break the conference losing streak since it was not technically a conference game, but it does give the girls in the program a feather to put your cap on, saying that it can be done. That was their first win against a Badger Conference opponent since 2015. That team, also the Milton Redhawks. The Redhawks just 1-10 under Stacy Skemp this year. And then again dropping a tough one to the Eagles in the battle for the paddle, a rivalry game. 70-34, just nothing was going right for the Blackhawks that night. Again, Hawks have played well against this very, very good Reedsburg team. Again, they're a couple girls short-handed with injuries, but the Blackhawks hanging tough with them so far. Nesty over to Stouty. Might have gotten away with a double dribble there. Stouty, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Reedsburg. Up the court real fast to Dietz, off the glass, good. Boy, Melissa Dietz, Grace Benish doing the job here on this little bit of a run. It's a 9-0 run in a minute and a half. Nesty will walk with it after the high pass. Nice job of catching and corralling it in, but unfortunately came down kind of off balance and just had a hard time getting her feet under her. Under 5 to go until intermission. Stay tuned, we'll talk about some stuff. 3 ball on the way, Mara Weeman. We'll bring you a scoring recap, scoring summary from all the players in the scoring book. We'll talk a little postseason basketball, especially where the Blackhawks landed. I'm going to say I'm a little surprised, but not really too surprised. Brackets played out about how I thought. Just one team was flipped. Fortunately, it's the Blackhawks. Christensen on the drive baseline. Pass. Knocked out of bounds. Blackhawks need some points here. They're on a scoring drought where Reedsburg has taken advantage and gone up 10-0 on that route. Marquardt skips it to Stouty. 3 on the way. Drills it. Hawks needed that, and Stouty delivers. Cuts it to a 15-point lead. Sydney Tierney, guarded by Belzer, gives it off to Weeman. 3 on the way by Tierney, drills it. Boy, every time it seems that the Blackhawks get a triple, the Reedsburg Beavers come back and answer. And that time, Sydney Tierney was the one to answer. Marquardt over to Stouty, above the arc, guarded by Tierney. Stouty gets to the hoop, off the glass, good. Stouty with 10. Real quick up the floor, Dietz, count it, another one. Melissa Dietz drops it in. Foul's going to go on Nesty, her third. So Cole on the bench with 3, Nesty with 3. Dietz, free throw, good. That'll bring Kiara Wolfram in along with Ruby Olson for their respective teams. Bad news is Cole, Nesty each with 3. The good news is only 2 other fouls for the Hawks tonight. They have 6 of the 8. Reedsburg in the bonus, 3:06 to go. Marquardt's pass stolen, intended for Christensen. Sydney Tierney, nice little jump stop, left side, lays it in. Tierney with 13 points. Again, this is a Beaver team that averages 75 points, and you can see why. Christensen off the block. Gets it to drop in. Beaver missed, rebounded, count it. Melissa Dietz once again. Right now, the Beavers just out hustling the Blackhawks on the boards. Fouls on Stouty, so this will be number 2. Weeman hits, I should say Dietz hits the free throw. She has 10 on the night. And that brings Trina Cherney in for Dietz. 2:25 to go until intermission. Again, we'll bring you the halftime Palms routine along with talk about the playoffs. Christensen off the glass, no good, but she'll go to the charity stripe. Again, I like the fact Christensen, just a sophomore, way more aggressive in the last month of the season than I would say probably her whole freshman and start of the sophomore campaign. Christensen misses the first free throw. She's had some nice scoring games in there. She had a season high 11. Actually, it's a career high 11 in that loss to Monroe. Check it in the win against Whitnall. 11 in the win against Whitnall, and then she's had a couple 5- and 6-point performances since then. Christensen does hit the 1. So almost 2 minutes to go. Trina Cherney gets it over to Sydney. Cherney in the middle, off the glass, around the hoop, good. Pass deflected, stolen. Up the court, Weeman, glass, good. Mara Weeman with 14. How about this? Reedsburg with 3 players in double digits. And Trina Cherney just 2 away from making it 4. That's unheard of in a half. That's unheard of in the first half. Blackhawks get the missed shot, rebounded by Reedsburg, and Trina Cherney will dribble it off uncontrollable up the sideline. 5th miscue by the Beavers. Blackhawks with 10. Minute 20 to go. Belzer skips it over to Marquardt. Her pass again too tall. That little cross-court pass has led to a few turnovers here tonight. So doubled up lead here for Reedsburg with 1 minute to go until intermission. Shot on the way by Trina Cherney is good. Or Sydney, that was Sydney. Belzer. Over to Marquardt, long range 3. Oh, halfway down and out. Christensen, board. Money. Boy, Christensen, nice job with 40 seconds to go. 52-27. Sydney Cherney, 30 seconds left. They'll overload one side. There's a wide open Ruby Olson, drills it. Wow. You just saw Olson sitting there waiting for that pass. They overloaded the right side, and Olson was wide open on the left. 12 seconds to go. Belzer with the ball, loses it. Olson up to Benish, up to Weeman. Shot 4 seconds, no good. Rebounded Beavers, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Trina Cherney, shot up, no good, and we'll go into intermission. Reedsburg leading Fort Atkinson 55-27. Again, welcome to our halftime show. We'll have the high school Pomps performance. In the meantime, we'll bring you the scoring for at least the Reedsburg Beavers. Very impressive. 4 different players in double digits. They're led by Sydney Cherney, the freshman guard, with 17, 3 away from a season high or career high. 14 for Mara Weeman, 10 for Melissa Dietz, 8 for Trina Cherney, and 3 for Grace Benish and Ruby Olson each. That adds up to 55 if you're scoring at home. Again, this is a Beaver team averaging 75 points a game. I thought that was amazing. And then I see the fact that, okay, they put in 55 here in the first half. A lot of times being able to create some points off of those 11 Blackhawk turnovers. And now, for your halftime entertainment, the Fort Atkinson High School Palms team.
Tonight they will be performing a Palm-style routine choreographed by alum and former Palms coach Marissa Weidenfeller. Let's hear it for the Blackhawk Palms.
And that was the Fort Atkinson High School Palm Squad bringing you some halftime entertainment once again, and it's 55-27, Reedsburg with the lead. Now for the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks scoring, Tyler Stouty with 10, Brooke Christensen with 7, 4 each for Lily Belzer and Peyton Nesty, and 2 for Taylor Marquardt. And that's where the Hawks lead or trail right now at halftime, 55-27. It's hard to believe, but through all this, it is now postseason time. Blackhawks will finish off their regular season Thursday night when they travel to Watertown for a game against the Goslings. And then next Tuesday, February 9th, used to be the Road to the Resch, Road to the Kohl Center. It's now the Road to the Menominee Nations Arena in Oshkosh, home of the G League, Wisconsin Herd, or the Road to the Lacrosse Center in La Crosse, Wisconsin, as 3 of the 5 divisions will play there. 2 will play at the Menominee Nations Arena in Oshkosh for the right to hoist that gold ball in mid-February. And for the Blackhawks, they were seeded in with Jefferson, Edgerton, Evansville, Monroe, and Lloyd Turner. And there was no doubt in my predictions a couple weeks ago, Jefferson earning that number 1 seed with a 16-2 record. Number 2 seed, the Edgerton Crimson Tide, at 16-3. And then in the 3-6 matchup, Fort Atkinson drew the number 6 seed. I actually had them predicted as a 5th seed, but they're able to they drop to the 6th seed. They'll take on Beloit Turner. Turner currently 11-6. That game will be held at Beloit Turner. The winner takes on Edgerton Friday, February 12th. And then in the bracket above, Monroe, the 4 seed, they're currently 5-2 after not starting until until the new year. They're able to start contest. So they're 5-2, drop Fort Atkinson here at their home court. They will host Evansville, currently at 5-12. So that's where you have it. The winner of the Evansville-Monroe game will take on Jefferson. for the Reedsburg Beavers, for those fans out there, you have the first round bye, of course. As you draw the number 1 seed, you will take on the winner of Baraboo and Portage that play on Tuesday night. Then if you win, the winner of that game will play either Wisconsin Dells or Waupun, who also drew that first round bye. Here at halftime, Reedsburg 55, Fort Atkinson 27, and you know, it's interesting as Fort Atkinson comes on the floor, we're going to continue an off-topic conversation that we had in the boys game, which kind of led to some extra questions, which was the exotic pets that you've had in your life. I've talked to some players. Someone had a friend that had kangaroos. They wouldn't tell me where. Thought that was pretty cool. We had a relative, long-distance relative, Uncle Chuck they called him. He was about the nicest of a man that you could imagine. Unfortunately passed away in the last couple of weeks, but typical. They had a lot of kids. He was an entrepreneur, ran some businesses, some bars and establishments down in the Texas and Oklahoma region. Believe it or not, at one point they had an African lion and a cougar. Obviously that would never float in today's age, but I saw pictures of this cougar sitting on top of the refrigerator as someone was going into it. It was quite the sight. I thought, well, no one's going to beat that for the exotic animals. They also had some alligators and hawks, among many other animals. Just when I thought, okay, that's about as crazy as it can be, somebody tweeted me that when they were in college, someone had a 3-foot dragon, which just leads to a lot more questions that I wasn't able to get answered. They said Wednesdays was called feeding day. Or they said Wednesdays was interesting because it was feeding day, which just leads me to think, well, what do you feed a 3-foot dragon? How do you take care of it in the dorm room? Does it just walk around the hallways? Interesting. Again, I don't think that's anything that would be able to fly in today's world. A good friend of mine, Jacob Onak, tweeted at me that his middle school teacher, science teacher, had a chinchilla. I had to look up what a chinchilla was, and it ended up being a cross between a rabbit and an aardvark. That's how I would describe it. Then they say they're not real good pets unless if you get them early. They're kind of mean and vicious. Again, so if you have any exotic pets that you can think of that you saw or knew growing up or have now, go ahead, give me a good text if you got my number, or give me a good tweet out there at Brett_Ketterman. We'll talk about it more as the second half gets underway. It's Reedsburg 55, Fort Atkinson 27. Again, for the Hawks, they started out after Tyler Stouty 3-pointer having the lead. And then unfortunately for them, Reedsburg went on a 7-0 run in a minute. And that's a lead that Reedsburg never looked back on. In fact, they led, I should say the Hawks cut it within 6, 23-17 with 7:50 to go. And then a 10-0 run by the Beavers in just 2.5 minutes put this game out of reach. And since then, it's been pretty much all Reedsburg Beavers. And here we go, 45 seconds left. We'll bring you the starting lineups for the second half. It looks like it's going to be the starters for the Hawks: Tyler Stouty, Lily Belzer, Ellie Cole, Brooke Christensen, and Taylor Marquardt. Again, last final home game for the Blackhawks. Again, unless if something happens with one of the other sites being able to host or being shut down because of COVID restrictions, Hawks will be on the road for as long as they can keep winning in the postseason. We'll bring you the Reedsburg starting lineups here in just a minute. It'll be their starter, Sydney Tierney, Trina Tierney. Mara Weeman will get the ball inbounded from Sydney, along with Grace Benish and Melissa Dietz. Again, 3 Reedsburg players in double digits already, on their way to 55 points. Shot on the way by Reedsburg. And Benish gets the first points in the half. Belzer, pull-up jumper at the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Dietz. Marquardt gets the steal into a jump ball. Blackhawks will regain possession. 57-27 as you see on the scoreboard. Marquardt inbounding in front of the scoring table. We'll get it into Belzer. Belzer over to Stouty. Swings it back to Marquardt at the top. Marquardt spin move in the hoop. No good. Rebounded by Sydney Tierney. Sydney will get it up the court to Dietz. Dietz down low to Benish. Good. (59-27). Reedsburg leads. Marquardt spin move. Christensen short corner over to Cole. Cole three-pointer on the way is off the mark. Belzer tries to save it. Almost joins me at the announcing table. This was WWE style. She might have jumped on the table and smashed it to pieces. And I could have done my best Jerry Lawler impersonation. Sydney Tierney bringing the ball up the floor. Down low, back to Sydney. Sydney drives the lane over to Trina. 3 on the way, no good, but Sydney Tierney comes away with it. Boy, freshman Sydney Tierney. Impressive. Weeman, 3-ball, good. Weeman came in tonight's game averaging 20 a contest, leads this high-powered Reedsburg offense. Now it's off of Belzer's hand. It'll be Reedsburg ball. Looked like the ball was tipped on the way to Lily, and Lily tried to corral it back in and off her fingertips. 62-27. Sydney Tierney back out to Weeman. Wolfram off the glass, too strong. Ball tipped around. Benish gets it. Benish looks to push. Reedsburg, I will say, they've pushed the ball. They've gotten girls to fly down. That's how you get 75 points a game. And then you have someone like Dietz, who just takes it to the hoop. Comes up limping a little bit, but still finishes it off. 9 straight points. Actually, more than that. I'll figure this out in a second. It's like 12 straight points, dating back to the end of the first half. Now a steal. Sydney Tierney. Glass money. Sydney with 19, 1 away from a career high for the 5'8 freshman. 66-27. Wolfram gets it over to Ellie Cole. Cole three-pointer on the way. No good. Tipped around, and it'll be Reedsburg basketball. We're going to get a double dribble. Now I was cruising through Twitter, and you always see that, hey, this happened 20 years ago, and it makes you feel old. But I'm going to say this. I saw one that said The Wonder Years premiered 33 years ago, depicting events 20 years earlier. So it premiered in 1988, depicting events 20 years earlier, 1968. They said a similar show today would be set in 2001. Wow. I'd like the Wonder Years. Stouty, 3 on the way, no good. Ball tipped around. Sydney Cherney, Blackhawks comes Cole coming away with it. Marquardt down the lane, glass money. Marquardt 4 points here tonight. Just like that, it's Trina Cherney off the glass, no good. Ball still around, tipped around. Nesty gets it, poked away by Benish, and it'll be Blackhawk ball. Foul's going to go on Grace Benish, her first. But I like the Wonder Years. I was a big Kevin Arnold fan. I liked Winnie Cooper, but honestly, if you asked me, I'd go Becky Slater. Those episodes are pretty good. A lot of good themes there. We got a foul as the Blackhawks. Foul's going to go on Trina Cherney, her second. They had some great guest stars, too, on that show. Stars that would go on to be big-time actors. Nesty in the lane, off the glass, no good. Sydney Cherney with the rebound. Also an iconic theme song. I think it was Joe Crocker, What Would You Do If I Sang Out of Tune? On the other side of the floor, Trina Cherney gets the basket and the foul. Reedsburg with another player in double digits, so she had 8 coming into this half. 13-2 run here this half. 15-2 dating back early. Free throw rolls off. Marquardt attacks the basket, draws the contact, going to the line. That'll be foul number 3 on the junior Cherney. And Marquardt goes to the line. Hawks have had trouble all year long from the charity stripe. Free throw no good. Second one off as well. Three on the way, Cherney, no good. High rebound, Marquardt gets it. Marquardt running the floor, Wolfram also there. Reedsburg, nice job getting back. Marquardt forces it down the lane, no good. Stolen by Reedsburg. Off the glass, it's Weeman, good. She's got 19. Weeman has a career-high 32 as a sophomore, 28 this year as a junior. And she was first-team sophomore last season in the Badger North All-State honorable mention. Stouty, down low to Marquardt, knocked away. Now it's up to Olsen. Olsen down low to Benish. Glass, good. Boy, they just don't miss. They just don't miss, and they're up to 72. 3 away from their season average, and there's still 12:20 left a game. Nesty over to Stouty. Pass little low, and it goes out of bounds. Stouty couldn't corral it in. 16th turnover by the Blackhawks. That'll bring Caitlin Burke off the bench as Fort Atkinson will take a 30-second timeout. 72-29. Again, last final home game for the Fort Atkinson Lady Blackhawks. Boys, they've got a few more. They are going to be down here at Premier Bank Gymnasium Friday night when they take on Watertown. Saturday afternoon, a 1 o'clock tip against Hortonville. And then next Thursday, they'll be on the road to Milton before finishing it off here at Premier Bank Gymnasium on Saturday, February 13th against Lake Mills. That is the 11:45 tip. So last Saturday, we had a special lunch basketball for the boys. We're going to have another one 2 Saturdays from now. Actually, the 1 o'clock game could just be considered a special luncheon. They'll have 6 games in 13 days. At one point, it was 9 games in 18 days. And then they'll start their postseason run. Postseason for the boys is absolutely bonkers. I have no idea where they'll sit. As there's teams that are great, but like the boys, but they only have a limited number of games. And they've got other teams that are a couple losses, but play tough teams. Janesville Craig, Janesville Parker, Lloyd Turner, all in there. Boys in Division I due to some schools opting out of the playoffs. So a rare situation with the girls in Division II, boys in Division I. Sydney Tierney to the line, hits the free throw after the foul by Julia Cantors. Sydney hits the free throw. Next one on the way gives her a new career high as a freshman. Something tells me this mark will be broken before she graduates in 4 years. Sydney Tierney, the 5'8" freshman guard, absolutely lights out. Fantastic player. We'll love watching her over the next few years. 3 ball on the way by Cole, no good. Cantors gets the rebound. Cantors too low underneath. Nice pass to Cole, missed the shot. She'll get her own rebound in the corner. Now it's back to Alexis Jacobson. Her pass to Stouty is kicked. So we have Tyler Stouty, Alexis Jacobson, Ellie Cole, Caitlin Burke, and Alexis Jacobson. Marquardt will check in for Ellie. 74-29. I think at some point there's a running clock if it gets to 40. Shot on the way by Stouty is good. Stouty first points of the half. Breaks a 10-0 run by the Beavers. Shot on the way, no good. That was by Weeman. Marquardt pushing it up the floor. Over to Stouty. Another 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Sydney Tierney. Tierney tries to get it up the floor. Trina, right side, good. Trina Tierney with 12. It's kind of like Oprah. You get a basket. Everyone gets a basket today for Reedsburg. I have 6 players in the scoring book. I believe all 6. Really only gone 6 deep. Steele, lay-in, Trina Tierney, 14 now on the night. Couple of subs now for Reedsburg. It'll be Melissa Dietz. Check it, they went 7 deep. Dietz has been in there before. And Cassidy Klitsky. So checking out is Grace Benish. Probably the last we've seen of her with 9. Tierney's sister still out on the floor. 78-32, 10.5 to go. Now it's Cantors. Down low to Burke, and we have a foul from behind called on Mara Weeman. It'll be the 4th team foul by Reedsburg. Stouty will inbound the ball, baseline left. She'll flip it out to Marquardt. She'll track it down at the volleyball spike line. Marquardt now over to Stouty. Pass to Marquardt. It's tipped and stolen. Sydney Tierney, right side kick out. Pass deflected by Marquardt. And here comes Marquardt. Marquardt splits defenders. Overlays it. Sydney Tierney gets the rebound. Now we have another Blackhawk foul 80 feet from the hoop as Sydney Tierney tried to dribble out of it and got tripped up by Julia Cantors. Cantors, a 5'7" senior, had a career high 10 on senior night. A win against Johnson Creek. It started off their 4-game win streak. The senior night, it was a great night for both seniors suiting up, Julia Cantors and Alexis Jacobson. Abby Cole, a senior, is also a manager for this Blackhawk squad. Tierney down the lane, scoop in. 23 for the freshman. 80-32. 9:30 to go. Marquardt bringing it up the floor. Again, this is a Reedsburg team, keep in mind, coming in 14-1, averaging 75 a game, giving up 41. Their lone loss to the Beaver Dam Beavers. Even without Maddie Wilkes, Beaver Dam still one of the top teams in the state, and Reedsburg lost by just 3. Marquardt hits the first free throw in 4 tries. Looking for another one. And it rolls in. Nice shooter's touch there for the junior. 80-34 in the lane. And we have a charge taken by the Blackhawks. Julia Canters. Believe the foul's going to go on Melissa Dietz. Canters taking the charge. The boys' game the other day, I think it was Cade Costin, saw him take at least 3 charges, maybe even 4. He was Brad Davidson-like. Pop 3, no good. Rebounded Christensen. Back out to Burke. Burke gets it knocked away, and she'll track it down. Nope. Sydney Cherney will grab it. Oh, check it, not Sydney Cherney. That was Weeman. Now Weeman gets it poked from behind. And we have a whistle. Marquardt trying to push the ball up the right side. That's the 6th foul by Reedsburg. Ruby Olson will check in along with Ella Havstelblen. And now Fort Atkinson will take a timeout. Marquardt at the free throw line. I guess there is no timeout. I thought I heard the official say white timeout, but Marquardt for a bonus situation. And she'll earn it. Second one by Marquardt is good as well. So after missing the first 3, Marquardt hits the next 4, and she'll check out with 8 points. Kara Wolfram will check in. Bringing it up the floor, Mara Weeman, the All-State Honorable Mention player last year as a sophomore. Trina Cherney, shot no good, and she'll go to the line. Now the clock will keep ticking as it's the 40-point lead. 3 players for Reedsburg getting set to check in. Trina Cherney hits the free throw. 15 on the night for the junior. So under 8 minutes to go, and the clock will just keep ticking until there's a timeout taken. And Cherney hits the next one. She'll check out with 16. And that will bring Kate Cherney in, along with Ava Steve. Ella Havensblend. And Grace Benish on the floor. Alexis Jacobson over to Christensen. Christensen off the glass. No good. Gets her own rebound. Put back too strong. Tipped around, and we have a push by Jacobson, I believe. And that's what it was. Fort Atkinson takes a timeout to just stop the clock. They don't actually take the timeout. They don't want the timeout to discuss it. They just want the timeout to stop the clock. So that's what that was when I heard white timeout. So Jacobson will go to the line. Actually, the foul is on Grace Benish. Jacobson's bonus, no good. Olson, shot just inside the arc for the Beavers. Tierney, Kate, is knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Reedsburg basketball. Now the clock will keep ticking. That makes sense when I heard white timeout. I know if you ask my wife Martha, she'll tell you I'm hard of hearing more than normal. And she's not wrong. I swore I heard white timeout. 33 on the way is Benish, no good, rebounded by Tierney. Another 3 ball on the way by Beavers is good. That's Ruby Olson. Second triple of the night for the sophomore. 85-36, 6 minutes to go. Clock ticking away. Christensen outside the arc. Takes it on the floor. Now it's over to Wolfram. Down low to Christensen, knocked away. Now we have a foul by Christensen. That'll be only the 5th team foul. It is going to be Brooks' first foul. And checking into the game, Cassidy Klitsky. So now I believe everybody on the roster for Reedsburg is in the ball game. Again, this is a potent offense considering 2 players not suiting up here tonight. Both contributors between Mackenzie Bestor and Macy Weeman. Weeman was a honorable mention as a sophomore. She's a junior this year. Led the team in assists. Set a school record, I believe, last year. And they still able to drop 85 points and counting with 5 minutes to go. Be interesting to see what this Reedsburg team does here in the postseason and next year. It's a fun team to watch. Foul will be on Reedsburg, on Cassidy Klitsky, and it'll send Nessie to the line. Coach Rozic will take the timeout again just to stop the clock with 4:47. Ellie Cole checking in for Jacobson. And now checking in will be Peyton Cunningham for Ruby Olson. Olson checking out with 6 points, 2 3-pointers in each game. Half, I should say. Nesty bonus, hits it. Nesty with 5 on the night. Second one is good. So Nesty ties the season high with 6. 85-38, clock will keep ticking. Blackhawks with just 1 timeout left. They'll flip it up to Steve. Now it's over to Cunningham. Cunningham stolen by Nesty. Nesty slips and travels with it. Good idea by Nesty. Just kind of lost the footing. And it'll be Reedsburg ball. Clock ticking away. Halvensplen, no good. Check it, that was Klitsky. Shot no good. Rebounded by Nesty. Falling to the ground, gets it to Cole. Ellie bringing it up over to Cantors. Oh, no good. Gets her own rebound off the glass. Too strong. Christensen, no good. Going to the line, though. Julia Cantors. 1 of 2 seniors, as we talked about, suiting up. Now we have the Blackhawk last time out to stop the clock with 3:55 to go. Christensen. Gets 2 in the act of shooting, misses it. Christensen's second one is no good. Nice box out by Halvensplen. Hawks just 8 of 16 from the charity stripe here tonight. Not that that would have made a difference. Tierney, Kate, 3 on the way. High arc, oh, splashed it. Kate Tierney hits the triple. Christensen into the lane, too strong. Tries to tip it to Cantors, and coming away with it is Klitsky. Under 3.5 to go, 88-38, 50-point lead for the Beavers. Now it's up to Halvensplen. Right side, 3 on the way for Reedsburg, no good. It was Steve, shot no good by Halvensplen. Now it's back out. Cunningham, 3. Looks like it was blocked by Christensen. Blackhawks finally get the rebound. Under 3 to go. Nesty with it. Over to Cole. Cole inside the arc, just outside the free throw line. Good. Ellie Cole in the scoring column for the first time tonight. Shot up, no good, but going to the line will be Ella Halvensplen. Foul goes on Cantor. It's her third. But the clock will just keep ticking away. 2:18. Jacobson checking in for Kiara Wolfram. Again, nice to see the 2 seniors for Fort Atkinson on the floor for their final couple minutes at their final home game. Ella Halvensplen hits 1 of 2. Halvensplen. Cole into the lane, no good. Tipped around. Cole gets it own rebound. Nice job by Nesty keeping it alive. Nesty inside the arc, gets it over to Christensen. 1:40 to go. Christensen out to Cole. Jumper from 8, too strong. Jacobson with the rebound. Jacobson out to Nesty. Nesty, pull-up jumper from 7, no good. Jacobson almost had the rebound. Nice job by Steve getting it. Steve. Halvensplen. Over to Klitsky. And now driving is Steve. Ava Steve. Now it really is like Oprah here. 9 different players in the scoring column. Reedsburg with 91 points. Christensen. Under 50 to go. .40 to go. Cole inbounding baseline right. Tries to get it to Cantors. It's off her hand. Reedsburg ball. Here comes Kate Tierney. Under 25 seconds to go. Reedsburg will improve to 15-1. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound Nesty. Nesty with 10 seconds left. Dribbling it up the floor. She tries to get it to Jacobson. Stolen. Shot by Steve is blocked out of bounds. Reedsburg with 1.9 seconds left. Officials trying to get the clock to keep going, and there it is. Reedsburg will come away with the 51-point win, 91-40. As the final buzzer on the final Fort Atkinson home basketball game here today has just completed this game. For the Beavers, they'll improve to 15-1. They were led by Sydney Tierney, the freshman, with 23 points, a new season high, along with 17 for Mara Weeman, 16 for Trina Tierney, 12 for Melissa Dietz, 9 for Grace Benish, 6 for Ruby Olson, 3 for Kate Tierney, 2 for Ava Steve, and 1 for Ella Halvensleben, and 6 for Ruby Olson as well. For the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, the loss will drop them to 7-14 overall. They were led by Tyler Stouty, 13 points, so 10 in the first half. 8 for Taylor Marquardt, 7 for Brooke Christensen, 6 for Peyton Nesty, 4 for Lily Belzer, and 2 for Ellie Cole for their 40 points. Again, for the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, it's the final time at Premier Bank Gymnasium this year, and the last time Julia Cantors and Alexis Jacobson will take the floor, as that will do it for the Blackhawks. They will round out their game Thursday at Watertown before going to Beloit Turner on Tuesday, February 9th. Before I sign off, I just want to thank Steve Mahoney, the Fort Atkinson High School Athletic Director, the administration here at Fort Atkinson High School, and Coach Mike Rozic. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure's been all mine being able to be here helping entertain you throughout this season's games. It's been a different year, so hopefully we were able to bring you some joy throughout the last 2 months. That will do it all here. We'll have a special post-game show coming up in a few minutes, so stay tuned for our YouTube channel on Fort Atkinson High School or the Fort Atkinson High School Facebook page. But that will do it here for tonight's game. It was Reedsburg 91, Fort Atkinson 40. On behalf of producer John Collins and the Fort Atkinson High School Theater staff, I'm Brett Ketterman. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.